Muy buenas gente, bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de Witcher 2. Posiblemente y muy probablemente el último, no estoy muy seguro, pero lo comprobaremos ahora. Estamos yendo ahora a buscar a Lezo y matando unos cuantos mientras. Mira que esos también querrán pelea. Ahora averiguamos.
This is no place for witches, though I know you and you appear wherever something important happens.
True, though sometimes by accident.
And this time, also a coincidence?
Let's say I have something to take care of.
In that case, hurry. Once we're done cleaning up this mess created by the royal soldiery, Loc Muinne will be magically sealed.
Getting out of here?
Temporarily. We shall return soon enough to rebuild the city. Loc Muinne will regain its former glory. Until that time, we need to keep the treasure hunters and troublemakers out.
So Radovid trusts you?
We shall win His Royal Majesty's trust by delivering Sheala de Tancarville and the other traitresses from the lodge.
That could take a while. Sheila's fled Loc Muinne via megascope.
We have time. She cannot hide forever. Sooner or later, she will be ours. Forgive me, I must attend to some matters. And don't dawdle. The city will be sealed in 1 hour.
Vale. Vale, ahí está la entrada. Iba a decir, ¿dónde está la entrada? Ahí está Lezo. Guardar. Me la guardo igualmente, partida guardada. Está mazado el pavo este.
Took you a while. Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first... vodka?
Déjame a mí.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships.
Solo que tendrá algo dentro, ¿no? ¿O no? O a lo mejor sí, él tiene el antídoto.
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
¿Cómo? ¿Qué protegía a Yennefer? No hay... En el árbol de los arcados los agentes espectrales eligieron de entre los que se habían llevado. Yennefer se encontraba entre ellos. No se puede matar una aparición, solo ahuyentarla. Todos los brujos lo saben. Sin embargo, los agentes cayeron bajo los azotes de las espadas de nuestros brujos. Sangre carmesí manaba debajo de las armaduras de los cadáveres. No pudimos matarlos a todos, eran demasiados. Un callejón sin salida. Era diferente a todos los demás elfos. No había vergüenza en su mirada. Nunca había sufrido persecución, no se había enfrentado a ninguna masacre. Los humanos no le habían arrebatado su tierra. Este elfo no era de este mundo. Era un invasor. Hicimos un trato, mi alma por la de Yennefer. Aceptó sin dudarlo. Por eso perdí toda mi...
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the hanged man's tree and the wild hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
Te persigo por muchos motivos.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Yennefer, dime qué le ocurrió.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Serret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire.
She was when I left.
Vale, los jinetes de la cacería, ¿sabes quiénes son?
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea. But that's not your concern.
Vale, ¿por qué te convertiste en espía imperial?
How did a Witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Tiene sentido, a ver. Creo que hay diferentes órdenes. Yo creo que soy de la orden del lobo y eres de la orden de la víbora, como soy. Eso yo lo he dicho varias veces. Sí, creo que hay diferentes órdenes y de ahí mi medallón de la orden del lobo. Es curioso, no lo sabía esto. Esto lo acabo de averiguar porque a lo mejor lo menciona en el Witcher 1 o algo así, pero no lo sabía.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
Si fijáis, él también tiene un collar con la víbora. Como yo tengo la del lobo, pues él tiene la de la víbora. Fijaros. ¿A qué venía todo esto? ¿Qué fin tenía?
Tell me what it was all about.
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another, pursue their God-given rights, seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Me siguen interesando los asesinatos. Quiero que me lo cuentes todo. Ahí está. A ver, espera.
No matter the North.
Siguen interesando los asesinatos. Joder, moviendo aquí, F y la cacería salvaje.
No, the North.
Vale. ¿Cómo encontraste ese
How
isla?
did you manage to contact Sheala?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheala, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheala asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheala. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
¿Cómo supiste la existencia de la
Where did
existencia
you
de
get your
Logia?
information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir de Rideau. the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory.
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
Vale, ¿cómo mataste a Demavend?
How did you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheala's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk. But it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers. And we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael. Another of Sheala's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Henselt's assassinations.
¿Cómo supiste que Foltest iría a la cámara solar? Por los niños, me imagino.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the La Valette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle is under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd see the light. Not very believable. So one of Arian's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orens to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. And all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
No tiene memoria, ¿qué esperas? Quisiste acabar con la unidad de Yorveth, ¿por qué?
When did you decide to get rid of Yorveth?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorveth. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember.
Vale, Sheala fue a buscarte a Flotsam.
So Sheala was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind. Or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Joder, estamos... O sea, mucha información ahora mismo, mucha información. Estamos averiguando el porqué de todo, pero de todo.
You screwed up with Henselt.
Sabrina's curse tore that down. First off, we got holed up in that hideout in the ravines. Then Sheala showed up and started watching Henselt like he was her own ass. By that time, his death was no longer necessary. Fate had smiled upon us again. I learned of the summit and the efforts to reconstitute the council and conclave. The ideal setting for the mission's grand finale.
Ah, pues nada, zanjemos esto.
Done talking. Let's finish this. that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here.
Ahora es en plan, ya no queda, te jodes. He tomado 2 tragos.
The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
A ver qué sabes hacer.
Fight. Ready?
As I'll ever be. What does it feel like to be almost dead?
I said fight.
Mira, campeón. A ver qué has aprendido a hacer. Dios. Mira, tío. Está haciendo de pena, ¿eh? ¿No? ¡Oh! ¡Qué nuevo el juego! Fíjate que... Me encanta cómo se enfocamos los dos atrás. Esta mierda de fuego, a ver si... Vale, esa es la leyenda. Mira, ven para aquí.
Wolf has teeth, and they're sharp. I'm bad. I can tell already.
Of course you can.
You tire quickly.
I'm tired of your talking.
Hostia. No había visto eso. Upa. Para que me aplique algo.
I don't want to kill you.
And I'll kill you gladly.
You're nowhere near my level.
Of course not. I'm the Kingslayer.
I've had enough of this dance. Goodbye, Geralt.
Opa. Mira, ven aquí, ven aquí. Mira, mira. Ya os dije que la magia era lo mejor para esto. Mira, campeón. Esto de esa magia estás muerto. No, ¿por qué no? ¡Pum! Muerto. Hemos ganado Lezo. Mucho más fácil que la última vez, ¿eh? Mucho más fácil. Y ha sido lo mismo. Es como está feita un poco. Se le acabo de dar una paliza. No fastidies, ¿eh? Oh. ¿Le he matado? Júrame que le he matado. Matado. Bueno. Una mariquita. Luego viajó a remotos lugares en busca de los asesinos de reyes, por lo que han conocido a gente justa y a bribones, entre esos últimos a Vernon Loredo. Pero poco después Loredo vendió Flotsam al reino de Kaedwen y dispersó a todas las distracciones a los normandos del lugar. Flotsam se convirtió en una base militar y sus habitantes civiles se asentaron a otra parte. Esto lo he provocado yo, En Aedrin el brujo vio obtener una gran victoria a Saskia, la asesina de dragones. El valle de Pontar, un estado independiente en tierras que antes de nada se convirtió en una tierra prometida para todos los proscritos que soñaban con la libertad. Elfos, magos y eso. Sin embargo, tiempos oscuros aguardaban a los soñadores y a los arquitectos del nuevo orden. Oscuros nubarrones se ciernen sobre Temeria desde la muerte de Foltest. Empujada de su rey, la tierra era conocida como un rico tapiz que los nobles comenzaron a desgarrar. Esos carroñeros menores, sin embargo, se dispersaron asustados cuando los auténticos depredadores llegaron para hacerse con su premio. La cumbre de Loc Muinne selló el destino del reino de Foltest, que se repartió en Radovid de Redania y Henselt rey de Kaedwen. Años antes, Geralt de Rivia había contemplado la caída del anterior consejo y conclave de magos. Ahora, tras lo acaecido en Loc Muinne, ambas instituciones, los fundadores sacrificaron a Sheala de Tancarville y a sus cómplices. Pero Radovid también exigía humildad y lealtad a los orgullosos magos, y esto no les gustaba nada. Era una época de gran incertidumbre y violaciones autorizadas por decreto real. Joder. Por problemático que pareciese todo lo que habíamos formado el destino del mundo, por fin tuvimos un respiro. Zoltan fue en busca de fortuna y yo posee alegremente mi cabeza en los regazos de las musas. Nadie sabía que la tormenta que había solo los reinos del norte no era más que el inicio de una tempestad más grande y oscura, y el preámbulo de un nuevo relato de Geralt de Rivia. Sí, está diciendo aquí que va a haber un Witcher 3. Eso debía haberlo dicho Saskia con su voz. No sé por qué, una razón no salía. Vale, gente, pues... ahí tenéis. The Witcher 2. Una historia muy intensa, muy profunda y muy buena. La verdad es que me ha molado muchísimo. A mí, en serio, una buena historia siempre me encanta y esta lo tenía. Ha sido bastante largo el Let's Play. Bastante, la verdad. Pero muy divertido. Hasta el final todo muy divertido, la verdad. Aunque admito que no esperaba diferente. He visto algunos fallos y eso, como a lo mejor el combate a veces fallaba, no me molaba mucho a veces como iba. No era tan fluido, no... Como... Bueno, es que a lo mejor en aquella época parecía más fluido de lo que es, pero bueno. Y... Sí, las señales, la magia y todo eso muy chulo. Los monstruos muy chulos. La historia, como digo, muy chula. Las misiones secundarias eran divertidas. Y eso siempre va bien en un juego. Los personajes eran interesantes. Y especialmente Geralt de Rivia era... Tío, es un gracioso. Así que nada, la verdad es que una historia muy chula. Y un juego muy bueno. Realmente me ha encantado. Así que si no lo habéis jugado, ya sabéis que podéis probarlo. Y a la vez que estoy subiendo Witcher 3, así que los que habéis acabado de ver este Let's Play, podéis pasaros ya a Witcher 3. Que está siendo un juegazo. Y tiene mucho que ver con el 2, pero mucho. Así que nada, muchas gracias por este Let's Play y soy Virus. Y ya sabéis lo que tenéis que hacer, de la like, que suscribiros al canal si no estáis suscritos para más episodios de Let's Plays. Y nos veremos en el próximo Let's Play. Que en principio es Witcher 3 y empezaré a subir después el Dead Space 3 también, así que todo 3. Creo que me deje saltarme esto. Pero bueno, si al final de los créditos hay algo interesante, lo grabaré como siempre. Así que nada, muchas gracias y hasta la próxima. Adiós.
Este.